ఆలక్ష్య ప్రజోపద్రవమాలక్ష్య లోకా వ్యతికరం చ తం లోకావ్యతికరం చాతం మతం చ వాసుదేవస్య సంజాహార అర్జునో ద్వయం ప్రజోపద్రవమాలక్ష్య లోకావ్యతికరం చాతం మతం చ వాసుదేవస్య సంజాహార్జునోద్వయం ప్రజోపద్రవమాలక్ష్య లోకావ్యతికరం చాతం మతం చ వాసుదేవస్య సంజాహారార్జునోద్వయం the opinion Vasudevasya of the Vasudeva Śrī Kṛṣṇa Sanjahara retracted Arjuna Dvayam both the weapons. Translation and purport given by Srila Prabhupada, Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki translation. Thus, seeing the disturbance of the general populace and the imminent destruction of the planets, Arjuna at once retracted both brahmāstra weapons as Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa desired. Please repeat the translation. Thus, seeing the disturbance of the general populace and the imminent destruction of the planets, Arjuna at once retracted both brahmāstra weapons as Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa desired. Purport. The theory that modern atomic bomb explosion can annihilate world is childish imagination. First of all, atomic energy is not powerful enough to destroy the world. And secondly, ultimately, it all rests on the supreme will of the Supreme Lord, because without His will or sanction, nothing can be built up or destroyed. It is foolish also to think that natural laws are ultimately powerful. Material nature's laws works under the direction of the Lord, as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. The Lord says there that natural laws work under His supervision. The world can be destroyed only by the will of the Lord and not by the whims of the politicians. Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa desired that the weapons released by both Drauni and Arjuna be withdrawn, and it was carried out by Arjuna at once. Similarly, there are many agents of the all-powerful Lord, and by his will only one can execute what he decides. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Dena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namavam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamy Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pacyatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktarumda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Continuing in the chapter 7, in this verse it is telling that by understanding Krishna's desire, Arjuna, by using another weapon, he retracted both the brahmāstras and its glare by the will of the Lord. He has seen what he has seen? Praja Upadravam. Alaksha means he has seen. What he has seen? Prajopadravam. Means there is a disturbance to the general populace because of this heat. Entire universe people are feeling so much heat. It's a scorching heat they are feeling. Last class also we have seen, they felt it like as if Samvartaka cloud came, Samvartaka fire came and is about to finish them all. Like that they were thinking. So because to free the general people, general mass, and to avoid the destruction of the planets, Arjuna, by using another weapon, he distracted the glare. The important point is that Matamcha Vasudevasya, because Lord Krishna desired that. Matam means and the opinion. Prabhupada is translating opinion. Whose opinion? Vasudevasya, Lord Krishna's opinion. That is important. Arjuna, because he is a pure devotee, he could understand Krishna's desire or Krishna's opinion. That's how he acted immediately. And he retracted the two weapons released by Arjuna and Drauni, both the people, and he just retracted them. See, if you see nowadays, politicians, if anything came, what they'll do? When Corona came, all the chief ministers, they are not coming out and protecting. They are simply staying in their house or whatever it may be, some farmhouse or something like that. And they are safely they are sitting, and general people are suffering. General people are suffering. Arjuna is not like that. Arjuna is a Kshatriya. Kshatriya's duty is that if some danger is there, he has to stand first. If you see in the religious fights, the Kshatriya stands at the first. All the soldiers will stand at the behind. If you see the modern wars, the main person sits in his cabin. All the soldiers will be sitting in front line, standing in front line. Is it true or not? Yes. This is not Kshatriya spirit. Kshatriya means he has to stand at the front line and he has to fight. And he has to make sure people don't suffer, including natural calamities. During Maharaj Yudhishthira's time, people didn't even suffer scorching heat or pinching cold. They didn't suffer scorching heat and pinching cold. That much pleasure is there in their lives. Prabhupada says one example, even in England, in Prabhupada's time it seems, England, they grow only potatoes. They don't grow anything else. They used to export everything else, including rice, everything, whatever their necessities are there, everything they used to export. sorry, import, no? Everything they used to import and they used to supply freely to the public. Freely it seems, you see. Freely they used to support. At least that is okay till some extent. But they don't know what is the ultimate good for a person or a people. They don't know any idea about the spiritual life. Even though they are taking care about this body and this thing. Now elections are coming in our state. All the parties are announcing, these are the promises, these are the promises. If you observe, all the promises are related to body. Yes or no? We'll give this comfort, that comfort. Yes, all are related to body. We didn't see not even one promise related to spiritual progress. If they say, I think nobody will vote. Maybe because of that. See, the modern governments are like this. But in olden days, all the Kshatriyas, kings, whether Lord Ramachandra ruled, Yudhishthira Maharaj ruled, they used to consider this spiritual progress primary thing, primary goal, and remaining all else used to follow. Material comforts also used to follow this goal. They used to just see whether people are doing their dharma religiously, they are doing devotional service or not. Just by doing devotional service, all other facilities will automatically taken care. Krishna is telling in the Bhagavad Gita, Maya adhyakshena prakriti suyatecha characharam. That's what Prabhupada is also telling, no? Under the supervision of the Lord Krishna, the prakriti is working, material nature is working. If you satisfy Krishna, remaining all else will be satisfied. Everything else will be satisfied. There will be natural resources will be to the full extent. We cannot use that much also. Kunti Maharani says, no, there are pearls in the seas, natural herbs in the forests. Like that, everything is fully, it's there to fullest extent. It will give. If you just satisfy Lord Krishna. How Shastra is telling one example. What is that? A tree is there and it got branches, nice fruits are there, nice green leaves are there. But if tree has to sustain means we have to pour the water at roots. In the same way, if you have to flourish, the society has to flourish means the Krishna consciousness has to progress. A person is taken a bucket full of water and is sprinkling everywhere on the green leaves and the fruits because they are visible things. They are the visible things. If he is doing like that, what we will call him? He is a foolish person. Yes or no? Yes. He is a mad fellow. What he is doing? We should pour the water at the root. In the same way, we should take care about the Krishna consciousness in the living entity. If you taken care that, everything else will be taken care. Prabhupada says, in the entire world, just 10% of the people becomes Krishna consciousness, then entire world will flourish than anything. Entire world will flourish with natural resources to fullest extent. The quantity is that much, we won't be able to even consume. Nowadays, so many people are in hunger. And we will also hear, Lord gives food for everything. Food for everyone. For all living entities, He supplies the food. Then how the scarcity is coming? Lord is supplying food for everyone, but we are snatching others' food. And what we are doing? We are making face creams, we are making something else, we are making some essences, some chemicals, we are producing. See, all the face cream, most of the face creams, main content is milk. Yes or no? See, many people, see you people, you devotees, you pujaris, worship the Lord with the, bathe the Lord with the milk, and you are simply wasting. And you should give that milk to the poor people to drink. They'll say like that. But then we apply all the face creams and all, they don't know the milk has to go to the poor people. Nicely they'll apply face creams and all, they'll comment on this devotional worships and all. See, watering the root means, come again to this example. Watering the root. If Krishna is satisfied with milk abhishekam, he will provide for entire people, entire world again he will provide milk. If he is satisfied, that is sufficient. Only a foolish person who pours water instead of roots on branches, fruits, leaves. In the same way, a foolish person comments this milk abhishekam. It's as simple as that. Yes or no? If you are pouring water on fruits, all these things, is it good idea, or pouring water on the root is good idea? Yes. In the same way, worshipping the Lord with the milk is the greatest idea. They'll apply all the face creams and all nicely, which is the product of milk. But when we are doing abhishekams, they'll comment like this. Then we should understand Matam cha Vasudevasya. How can I understand Matam cha Vasudevasya? How? We can say simply, Prabhupada, whatever Prabhupada says, if you follow, that is the Matam cha Vasudevasya. Yes, that is good and enough also. That is enough. But if you observe Bhagavad Gita, there are three things are there in Bhagavad Gita. Of course, so many things are there. Three main things. The purpose of Bhagavad Gita, the essence of Bhagavad Gita, the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita. The purpose of Bhagavad Gita is explained in 3rd chapter, 30th verse. 3rd chapter in Karma Yoga, 30th verse, it is explained. Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatmika chetasa nirasir nirmamo bhutva yuddhasva vigata jvara. The translation, therefore, O Arjuna, surrendering all your work unto me with mind intent on me and without desire for gain and freedom from egoism and lethargy, just fight. Krishna is telling, surrender all your work unto me and without intent, with mind intent on me and without desire for gain or freedom from egoism or lethargy, just fight. Krishna is telling to Arjuna, you just fight, whether you will gain victory or you will defeat, don't problem. And think about me and just fight. We also should do this one. We also just work for Krishna or act as Krishna desires. Work as Krishna desires. And no need to worry about results. Whether we'll victorious, we'll defeat, no problem. Just work as Krishna desires, that's all. And whether many times what we will do, no, I'll work very hard for Krishna, that is very good, but result oriented. I'll go for book distribution, all my books has to be sold and I should become the number one book distributor. I should become the number one book distributor. With that desire, no, we should not go with that desire. Just go. Krishna is telling, in which sloka Krishna is telling, whoever is preaching this message, they are very dear to me. 18.72. 18.70. 1 second, I think. $18.69 Krishna is telling. 18.69 Krishna is telling, those who preaches this message, they are very dear to me. Of course, that I want to become number one book distributor, all these things is much, much, much better than working as a karmi. There is no question. Yes. But if you want a pure thing, pure devotional service, we should not even desire that also. Just do that all. Whatever happens, happens. Krishna permits, yes. But we should desire and do our work according to Krishna's wish. How we will know Krishna's wish? Krishna will come and tell to you, and Krishna will come to us in a dream and he'll tell, so and so, you get up from the bed, go to Mangalarti and then go for book distribution. Yes? No. It will come in a system. In the system, it will come. Established system by his pure devotee. Srila Prabhupada established a system and he represented some authorities. From temple president, the command will come to some other authorities. From them to preachers. Preachers will tell us. Or somebody else, maybe whoever is our immediate authorities, they will tell us, you work this way. Then if you please your immediate authority, Krishna is pleased. And if you decided to go for book distribution for 7 hours, good. Shri Radha Govind ki, Nitai Gaurang ki, Jai. Then, we should not go again other extreme. Prabhu told, just do your duty. Keep one stall and sit silently. Don't do any work. If people comes, they'll purchase. No, at least you put your endeavors. That is again other extreme. Without putting endeavors. Do your duty with fullest endeavors. Then leave the results to Krishna. Without endeavoring, leave the results to Krishna also. It's just like keeping a lamp in the air. You just support with your hands. Then Krishna will protect. Then leave to Krishna. That way. Then, in the 11th chapter, 55th verse, Krishna is telling essence of Bhagavad Gita. What do you understand by the word essence? What do you understand by the word essence? Essence means, if you know that, the entire thing we can understand. Just by understanding that one point, we can understand the entire summary of the entire lecture or anything. We can understand. Yes or no? Just by understanding this verse, the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, this thing we can understand. In this verse, Krishna is telling, Mat karma krun, mat paramu, mad bhakta sangha varjitaha nirvaira sarva bhuteshu ye samam ye pandava yeti pandava. My dear Arjuna, one who is engaged in my pure devotional service, free from the contaminations of previous activities and from mental speculation, who is friendly to every living entity, certainly comes to me. See, ultimately when we are doing devotional service, what is our aim? To go back home, back to Godhead. To that one, Krishna is telling, you just mat karma krun. Engage in my work. One who is engaged in pure devotional service, work means in pure devotional service. Then, how we have to engage? Free from the previous activities. See, in our outside world, we have so many understandings. Yes or no? So many understandings, so many theories, so many philosophies, so much knowledge is there. Just forget about all these things and just engage in devotional service. How to engage in devotional service? Navabhed Bhakti is there. Starting from chanting and hearing. First two things. That's why who chants attentively, hears attentively, they'll get the highest benefit. That's why Madhu Pandit Prabhu is taking so much time and so much energy, and is taking out to soulful japa sessions, And we should utilize and we should chant very attentively. Yes or no? If you do like that, then what will happen? Who is friendly to every living entity. And by doing this one, we'll become friendly to every living entity. How we can understand? Just by recollecting the Mrugari's story, we can understand. Mrugari, when he is a hunter, is killing the animals half dead. Not fully is not killing. Half is killing and is leaving. They are struggling to exist. They are feeling so much pain. The animals are feeling so much pain and they are struggling to exist. And is taking pleasure from that. Then after became devotee, when Narada Muni came to see him, he is jumping from one place to another place and they're carefully doing some kind of a circus is doing. Why? Because you don't want to stamp on ants. That we don't even care in our regular days. We'll just walk like that. See how his nature changed? Just by engaging in pure devotional service. Just by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, his nature, his heart changed. That will happen to us. That way Krishna is telling, just the essence of entire Bhagavad Gita is that a living entity has to come in connection with Krishna. His sambandha has to be established with Krishna. Then chant Hare Krishna. The forgotten relationship one has to establish, then chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. With that, we can go back to whom? Back to Godhead. Then, in 18th chapter, 66th verse, Krishna is telling the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita. What is that? Everybody knows. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshasyami masuchaha. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. See, sarva dharma, whatever dharma you are practicing, means Prabhupada in the purport is telling the Lord has described various kinds of knowledge, processes of religion, knowledge of Supreme Brahman, knowledge of Paramatma, knowledge of some other thing, knowledge of social life. All these dharmas, you just give it up. Now you may get one doubt. In the 7th chapter, 29th verse, 28th verse, Krishna is telling, Esham tvandagatam papam jananam punyakarmanam te dvandamoha nirmukta bhajante mam dudavrataha. Esham tva antagatam papam. A person who finishes his sinful life fully, then Esham tvantagatam jananam punyakarmana. Persons whose pious activities are so much, persons who accepted piously in previous lives and in this life, whose sinful reactions are completely eradicated. Translation is telling. And who are free from duality and delusion, they will engage in devotional service of Krishna. Now we may get doubt. We are not purified like that. We are not free from sinful activities. We may get this doubt. Yes or no? That's why Krishna is telling, don't worry. You are still with half finished your sinful activities, whatever it may be. You are fully with sinful activities, don't worry. All these things you just give it up and surrender unto me. Just start my devotional service, is telling. Sarva dharma means we may get a doubt, no? Sometimes I'm not fully free. I'm not fully free from sinful activities, whether I can do devotional service or not. Many people ask this question. Yes or no? That's why Krishna is telling Sarva dharman parityajya, abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto him. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja, and just surrender unto Krishna. Then what Krishna is telling? I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Krishna is telling, if you surrender like that, I will deliver you. You don't worry. You don't need to worry about your sinful reactions, sinful activities, all these things and all. I will deliver you from sinful reactions. Actually, in the outside world, one religion is there. They claim that they are the only religion. Their God is the only God who can relieve from sinful activities. They say that in Hindu religion there are 33 crore demigods are there. They cannot relieve you from sinful reactions. But our God only relieve you from all sinful reactions. Our God is shedding His blood to make you free from all your sinful reactions. But Krishna is telling, I will deliver you from sinful reactions. They may be thinking that my God is delivering, but Krishna is delivering them actually, if they perform pure devotional service. Many people say like that. Then in Krishna, in conclusion, he says, around 8 slokas he says in the Bhagavad Gita. I'll quickly tell, how much time is there? I don't know. I quickly tell the points. In 18.64, Krishna says the spiritual secret. In the 18.64, he says again, I am telling you the most confidential knowledge, the secret I am telling you. And in 65th verse again he says what? Manmana bhavamadvatyo, that verse he says. That is sadhana bhakti. The essence of sadhana bhakti he says in 18.65. Then 18.66 we have seen how to surrender to him, to Krishna, he is telling. Then in 18.67 he says, do not preach to these 4 kind of devotees, these 4 kind of people. What are those 4 kind of people? Persons who are not austere, persons who are not devotees of Krishna, persons who don't want to hear, and persons who are envious about Krishna. For these 4 kind of people, Krishna is telling, don't preach this message. Krishna is telling in 18.67. In 18.68, he is telling, preach to this kind of devotees. He is telling, mainly for my devotees, he preach this message. Then 18.69, again I told you, Krishna loves the preachers who passes this message to everyone. The devotees of Krishna, he loves them. He says, they are most dear to me. They are more dear to me, he says. Then in 18.71, he says the benefit. What is the benefit? By hearing that message. He says that one. Okay, I'll stop here. If anybody has got any questions, 1 or 2, I'll try to answer. Yes, Teja.
One is envious category people and who are not austere. But if we see the activities done by Prabhupada, Leelas done by Prabhupada in US. So the hippies who are at their beginning stage, they are not at all austere. In fact, they are very less than the common austerity levels.
Yes, yes.
But Prabhupada preached them.
Yes.
And then, and moreover, that the devotees of Lord who are going to very entangled category persons, trying to preach asking them to chant Hare Krishna, how to understand this, Prabhu? It looks contradictory.
Yes. The same question related to this one of the Prabhupada's disciples asks, I think by quoting 7.28 only. We all came to devotional service to Prabhupada, means we have done in our previous life so much pious activity, all our sin has gone, that's why we came to devotional service. He asked Prabhupada. Then Prabhupada told, I gave you qualification. What Prabhupada said? I make you qualified. Prabhupada gave that qualification with his purity, then he removed them, then he preached. If you see, first what we'll do, those people, we'll give them some pious things. We'll give prasadam first. Those who are not listening to Bhagavad Gita or message anything, okay, you just take some prasadam. Otherwise, initially we'll tell them to chant Hare Krishna. We never say, first of all, we'll make them sit and Sarva Dharman Parityajya, you sit here and surrender to Krishna. We don't say. We'll ask them to chant. After chanting certain number of rounds, certain number of time, they'll become qualified with the power of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Then we'll preach this message. Anybody we preach directly Bhagavad Gita messages, we of course will sell books and all, but at least we'll give one mantra and chant this one. We say yes, sir. Taking my personal example, when I am not chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but I purchased Bhagavad Gita from ISKCON Bangalore and I started reading, I'm not able to understand Bhagavad Gita message. I'm not able to understand. I used to think, why this Swamiji, why Prabhupada is telling always Krishna, Krishna. I don't know if this Bhagavad Gita is correct. Like some doubt used to be there. But when I started chanting, and I understood Bhagavad Gita. After 15 years of ashram life, my understanding on Bhagavad Gita is different. After when I read in 1 year devotee, then some devotees, they finished 100 times reading Bhagavad Gita in our ISKCON Bangalore group. Then 101 time their understanding is again fresh and different. More understanding they get. Because the sinful life, our sinful reactions are coming down, reducing, the understanding of the Bhagavad Gita is increasing and increasing. It goes up and the sinful life is coming down like that. Normally, first, that's why we'll give those who argue like this, no, God is not there, all these things, we'll just give some prasadam. Okay, some prasadam they can get. By eating prasadam like that, they'll come to one level. Then we can ask them to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Then all their envy and all, to some extent it will go. Then we'll preach Bhagavad Gita message. Purely. Otherwise also we are preaching here and there. Krishna is telling some management techniques and all we are telling. Yes. But the essence of Bhagavad Gita and conclusion of Bhagavad Gita, the purpose of Bhagavad Gita, we are not preaching them. Surrender immediately, that we are not preaching. Okay, am I answered your question?
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Any other questions, please? Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Jagadguru Śrīla Prabhupada ki, Nitago Premanand. Normally I don't give.
శ్రీకృష్ణుణ్ణి చేరుకోవడానికి, కృష్ణ భక్తిని అందరికీ అందించటానికి బృందావనం వైపు ఉరకలేస్తున్న యమునోత్రి.